You see here, the stats on him are not overwhelming, but I think you compare him up with his special powers on his top dial. I think he's pretty good. I actually think this Superman might actually be better at the full 200 points, but not on a 300 point team. Maybe 200 points on like a big, larger Justice League team where you can really get that 18 defense to work. Right here, you know, 100 points, I don't know. With the resources nowadays, you can get that attack higher, and then that could be really potential to do a lot of damage for only 100 points. With that charge power to be able to just go through walls and go full charge, but it has to be in a direct line of fire. Also, a click away, you got hypersonic with your super strength, and you have invincible with that power. But it's just, I don't know. At this point, with hypersonic, you're not trying to protect anyone, you know, with that 17 defense. It's a solid Superman, and I do like this Superman for, you know, certain situations. If I think I was going to play a Superman on like a team, this might be the Superman I pick and may play him at the full 200 points. But if I want to play Superman by himself, this is not the Superman to do it. Okay, let's wrap it out of our Justice League figures with our Cyborg, Justice League, and Robot. Ignores, hinder, and train when he targets characters. He also has a special trait, tracking communications. Whenever an opposing character within range is given a free action, place a tracking token on Cyborg's card. Give Cyborg a free action, remove any number of the tracking tokens from his card, increase his range by 1 until your next turn. Now, when I read this at first, I'm like, oh my god, he activates on free actions within range. And I'm like, wow, that's really good. And then I see what he gets. He really only gets plus to his range. And that's not that great. I mean, you get so modified by 3, so he could potentially get up to a 9 range with 2 targets, energy explosion, or a range combat expert. I don't know. You could trick an opponent, you know, like, oh, I'm out of your range. No, you're not, because I'm gonna, you know, boost up my range. I see that, but that doesn't. This power isn't as cool as I like it. I mean, there might be ways around it, but it's blah to me. Really, it's kind of blah. I like the free action part, but you have to be within range, and it only boosts up your range. Range is a big thing, but look at these stats. With the 17 toughness, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but there is a couple good clicks here. We do have 10 attack, energy explosion, 2 targets, range combat expert. He is not a flyer, so he can be carried, and then next turn he can pop shot someone. And he's got Indom, so he can attack multiple, you know, back-to-back turns. So this click is pretty good. This click is not bad, and it is only 100 points. And our second click I like the best, so you may want to push him on his second click and take the click, because this is 11 attack instead of a 10 attack. And then we go to Psychic Blast, and you're still okay right here. And then you drop to a 9 attack, and now you drop to a 9 attack with 2 damage pulse wave, but not, your defense is really low, and the soul click of regeneration, and then you're KO'd. The top 3 clicks are solid. The top 2 clicks are really good for the points, but after that, I mean, he goes down really hard. Yes, there is regeneration on 1 click, and yes, there's pulse wave on another, but I just don't see that it work. I don't think it'll work out for you. This is my least favorite figure from this this set, but it's not the worst because the top dial is actually playable. But it's a 100-point little. You're giving your opponent 100 points if he can break that 17 toughness on him, and then so I don't know. Not that impressed with him. Okay. So now we are going to go into the heart of this review of these figures. I wanted to save Darkseid to the end because there is a lot to talk about, and I can't cover it all in one video because just the potential of what you can do with him there's a lot of things you can do. Okay, so we have Darkseid here, and you can only get this Darkseid now if you get this strategy game. There's other Darkseids out there, but not this dial and not this sculpt. And I want to show it to you again here and spin it around. This is solid, plastic here that's really nice quality. The Parademon is coming out of there. Compared to the Superman here, you can see the size comparison. It's a pretty large figure. Looking at the card, we have Apocalypse and Ruler as our keywords. Typically, that's what you see with Darkseid, not a lot. We have Boom Tube Invasion. Give Darkseid a double power action when there are no friendly characters named Parademon on the map. For every 100 points for the total game built, so basically like if you play a 300-point game, you would be able to, it says place B1, which are these, Parademon bystander tokens adjacent to him. Okay, so basically if you play a 300-point game, you double power action, and you're able to bring in 3 of these Parademon Pogs. Right? And you double power action, boom, that's it. Okay, that's great. What else do we get? And one also thing is, you can't do that power again until these are all gone. So if you have one, you still can't do it. You would have to KO them. They would all have to be KO'd before you could do that Boom Tube Invasion. And you can only bring in these Pogs. Lord of Apocalypse. Darkseid can use Mastermind, but may only transfer damage to characters with the Apocalypse keyword or with the Parademon in their name. Alright, so I need to tell you the 2 combinations, what you can do with these, and tell you how it works if you don't know how it works. So you double power action, you put your Parademons out. These are the only Parademons that you can bring out through this effect, okay? Simple enough, you get the figure, boom, they got that. Now you have this trait that gives you Mastermind. You have Mastermind now, but you may only transfer the damage to Apocalypse keyworded characters or characters with the Parademon in their name. So if you have, these would be figures you could Mastermind damage to, but there are other figures out there that have Parademon in their name, like from older sets, as well as Apocalypse keywords, like Mr. Miracle, if you decided to play them together, or Calabac, they'd have the same, and then Darkseid could Mastermind damage off to them. But in in a 300-point game where you play him at 300 points, you bring these guys in, you're Masterminding all your damage off to them. And typically that's what you want to Mastermind your damage off to these 10-point Pogs, because you can bring them in for free. Though if your opponent does KO them, then they get the 10 points. These are worth 10 points. And they have charge, 9 attack, 16 toughness, and a special damage, which I will cover the special damage part in just a little bit, which is something that you want to take note on. Okay, we have a lot more to go on here. Boom Tube Escape. Give Darkseid a power action, place him and any number of adjacent friendly characters in your starting area. So basically it's near the end of his dial. When you get there, power action, carry everyone next to you, and then go to your starting area, which is pretty nice if you're in that situation and you need to get away. But it is at the end of his dial. Now for the craziness. Omega Beams. Give Darkseid a double power action and make a ranged combat attack targeting a single opposing character. For this attack, he can use Precision Strike, and he ignores hindering, elevated, blocking characters, and he can shoot while base. And damage dealt from this attack is penetrating damage. And I was just going through a couple things, and there's 2 powers in the game that could prevent some of this. One of those is Shape Change. If you target a character, they roll their Shape Change, then you can't target them. None of these powers will ignore that. And then Invincible. Where with Invincible, it doesn't really matter about Penetrate and Precision Strike. It's still how much ever damage you deal, half that is what is reduced. So it's just kind of a workaround. But like any damage reducers, Penetrating kicks in. Super Senses, Precision Strike kicks in. You roll for your, like, oh, a Precision Strike, I have Impervious. Okay, well, I have this attack deals penetrating damage, so it goes through Impervious. It goes through nearly everything, and you can shoot through Elevated, Hindering, blocking characters, and he's 10 range. It is brutal, and there's even a little bit more I need to cover with that before I finish. Right here we have a bunch of the standard powers, no special here. So let's look at the dial here and see what we are really working with here. Okay, this is actually on the 300 point starting area. Let me bring it in here so we can see. Okay, you know what? I might even take him off so we can see. This is important. Okay. These power quintessence. All right. Sidestep, we have our Omega Beam, we have 19 and 6 damage. So what, and he's not a flyer, and I want to bring this up to you just so you see that. These Parademons, they're flyers. The Parademons can carry Darkseid. It is brutal. Okay, I'm going to cover this just a little bit, and then I will talk about the Parademons and the final combination. So you have Sidestep, which is a free action that lets you move for 2 squares. So you don't have like a move and attack like Run and Shot or Hypersonic or Charge, but Sidestep is technically a move ability for free. Then you can, it is like a move and attack because you can move for free and then you can attack later. In some cases it's actually better. So what you do here is you Sidestep, you double power action, and you Omega Beam someone for 6 damage, and it goes through everything. It is incredible. So for 400 points, you really get a lot going on here. And let's just see a little bit more down the dial here so we can actually see what we get. A defense drops and our attack drops, but it's still strong. We're still dealing 6 damage on our second click. Now, for 300 points, we have our Sidestep, we have our 11, we have our 18, we have 5 damage. And this is still solid. If you play just 400 points and you did the Boom Tube Invasion, you'd bring 4 Parademons out. For 300, you'd bring 3 Parademons. And you can use them for your Mastermind, and when they all go away, you double power action and you bring them back. So not only do you have your own stats here, you have your Parademons to Mastermind the damage off to them. So it's just brutal. It is really, really brutal. So we have Charge, Super Strength, Invincible, and the here Close Combat Expert. There you go. Just some standard, nothing crazy. Get this so we can really see this and not waste any more additional time. So we pick up our Boom Tube a little bit later here on the 7th click, and now here our top dial here is our Boom Tube Escape. We have regeneration here, and it goes up. You also remember now that Mastermind is traded, so it's on every single click. That's something you need to know, because if you able to get in a position where you can double power action and bring the Parademons back in the game, you're still dealing. Now, yes, they do get points for KO in the Parademons, but they're 10 points, and hopefully you're able to kill, knock out a couple of their characters, and you'll always be ahead on points, even if they knock out a couple of your Parademons. So that's it, man. I think this Darkseid is extremely good. The Sidestep Omega Beam is incredible. He is a grounded character, so he can be carried. The Parademons play very well with him. I want to take a look at the power here. When a friendly character named Darkseid makes an attack, adjacent opposing targets modify their defense by -1. So when these parademons are next to a opposing character, when Darkseid attacks that opposing character, their defense, not this guy, but the opposing character's defense is -1 when Darkseid attacks them. Now the downside is if Darkseid misses that attack, you have to deal 1 unavoidable damage to a friendly parademon adjacent to the target. So if parademon is next to an opposing character, say Superman, and Darkseid attacks on Superman, Superman will have a -1 to his defense. If somehow Darkseid misses that attack roll, if there's more than one parademon, then you get to pick which parademon takes the punishment, but at least one parademon has to take 1 click. Look at him. There's only 1 click of life, so he would die. So it's basically make sure I hit. If you don't hit, if you don't let it make it so I can hit, you die. So it's pretty cool. So you basically can run the parademons up on your opponent character, then have Darkseid attack them, and it's like a way of perplexing down their defense. So it's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, unboxing, so to speak, of the new Justice League Strategy Heroclix figures. These are really good figures. This Darkseid is amazing. The sculpt looks incredible, and he is really expensive, but really good. The Wonder Woman's pretty solid. I really like that figure. Batman's solid. Superman is a really good team player, but not so much by himself. And Cyborg has decent starting clicks, but drops pretty quickly. Please subscribe to Glass Cabinet Films. If you're looking for some Heroclix figures, check out my website, glasscabinethobbies.com. Always updating new stuff. If you're looking to pre-order some upcoming sets like Guardians of the Galaxy or Flash, definitely check it out. But this figure is cool. The set is really good. I can't say I would recommend the game yet. I haven't played it, but I can recommend the figures if you want to splurge on the game just to get the figures. This Darkseid alone might be worth it. Take it easy, guys. Have a good day.